Did you know that there are multiple ways of saying can in Chinese? What's the difference between 会, 能, and 可以? Stay tuned to find out.
Everyday Easy Chinese.
大家好，我是 Everyday Easy Chinese 的林老师 and today we'll be looking at the difference between 会, 能, and 可以. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to our Everyday Easy Chinese 学生 Nat Binimble for suggesting another great video that will help many people. If you also have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below and we will have a look at them. Also, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to give us a thumbs up, give us a like. Let's start. So let's look at each of them in turn, starting with 会. 会 can be used in two situations. The first being expressing learned ability, and the second expressing that something will happen or someone will do something. So let's look at the first situation, expressing learned ability. This means that you are expressing that you can do something because you have learned how to do it. You have learned the skill. Okay, let's look at some example sentences. So the first one is 他会打篮球. 他会打篮球. He can play basketball. Now obviously, basketball is something that you need to learn how to play, and that's why we're using 会 in this situation. So let's move on to the second situation where we want to express that someone will do something or something will happen. So let's look at some example sentences. The first one being 明天会下雨. 明天会下雨. It will rain tomorrow. Now, 会 in this sentence expresses that something will happen. It means will. So let's look at our second sentence. 他明天会来. 他明天会来. He will come tomorrow. As you can see, 会 means will in this sentence again. So to summarize, 会 can be used in two situations. The first one being expressing that you can do something because you've learned it, so expressing learned ability. And the second one, expressing that something will happen or that someone will do something. Whereas 会 is used to express learned ability, 能 is used in these two situations. Number one, expressing physical ability. And number two, expressing possibility based on a set of objective information. So let's look at the first situation where we can use 能. Expressing physical ability. So let's use the same sentence as we used with 会. So we can use it in the negative and say 我不能打篮球. 我不能打篮球. So this means that I can't play basketball, but not because of my ability, not because I don't know how to, but it might be because I forgot to bring my basketball and that's why I physically cannot play it. Or maybe I'm not allowed outside and that's why I cannot physically play basketball. It doesn't mean that I don't have the ability to. And let's look at the second example sentence. So we can say 我能吃2碗饭. 我能吃2碗饭. I can eat 2 bowls of rice. Now again, eating isn't a learned ability. We don't have to go to classes or lessons for it. It is a physical thing that we do. And eating 2 bowls of rice might be because you have a big stomach, so you can eat more than others. And that's why we're using 能. So let's move on to the second situation where we will use 能. And this is to express possibility based on an objective set of information. So not from your personal perspective. So let's look at an example sentence. So the first one being 这里的东西很便宜，100块能买到很多东西。这里的东西很便宜，100块能买到很多东西。The things here are really cheap. $100 can buy a lot of things. As you can see, the speaker is basing this possibility on the fact that everything in the store is very cheap. So he feels that there is a possibility of being able to buy lots of things with $100. The second example sentence, 今天气温低，水能结成冰。今天气温低，水能结成冰。The temperature is very low today. Water can turn into ice. So again, the speaker is basing this possibility on the fact that it is very cold today. It might be below 0 degrees Celsius or 30 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's why he's saying that there's a possibility of it changing into ice. So let's summarize how to use 能. So 能 can be used to express physical ability, and number 2, to express a possibility of something happening based on an objective set of information. Now let's move on to 可以. 可以 is mainly used to express permission. So for example, when you're asking for permission, you can say 我可以坐吗？我可以坐吗？ May I sit? And then the response would be 可以 if the person is nice and they let you sit, or 不可以 if the person is not nice and they say you cannot sit. Now, we can also use 能 in this situation too, so it's interchangeable. The person can ask you 我能坐吗？我能坐吗？ Can I sit? But when you're answering, it's more natural to use it in the negative by saying 不能, you cannot. We don't really say 能 to say yes. So we'd normally use 不能 in the negative. So again, 可以 and 能 can both be used to express possibility. When something has a very low chance of happening, we'd usually use 能 in the negative sense. So we'd say 不能. For example, if you had a test tomorrow and you couldn't go out with your friends tonight, you can say 我明天要考试了，今晚不能陪你去逛街了。我明天要考试了，今晚不能陪你去逛街了。I have a test tomorrow. I cannot go out shopping with you tonight. You would use 能 in the negative sense. So to summarize, 可以 is mainly used for permissions. However, it is often interchangeably used with 能. So in today's lesson, we learned the difference between 会, 能, and 可以. 会 is used when you want to express learned ability, and also when you want to express that something will happen or someone will do something. 能 is used to express physical ability and when there's a possibility of something happening based on objective information. And 可以 is used to ask for permission, to give permission, or to deny permission. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give us a like, and also please support the team by subscribing to our YouTube channel for new lessons every Thursday and Sunday. See you again next time.